Right, this is round 2. This is my second go at doing the video, so I'm going to see if this one goes any better than the first one because it kind of died halfway through. What we're going to do today, a new Photoshop tutorial, we're going to create... Oh, okay, hang on. I need to change this to this. Right, should be back now. We are going to try and create this image here. So we're going to have a letter, we're going to have an image, we're going to have some text at the bottom, text at the top, text at the bottom. So we'll go a little bit faster through this one. If you have any questions, put your hand up, ask me, I'll come and help you. So we need to make a new document. I'm going to get rid of this one because this is the one I just did and it failed. So file new, we're going to create an A4 document this time. A4, we're going to create it straight up and down as opposed to horizontal, so portrait here, and click create. Then we're going to put a big letter in the middle, so we're going to use the text tool, T for text, drag a big box, and we're going to hit C for my name, Chris. I'm going to drag that out to the edge of the page and drag that out to the other edge of the page, and then I'm going to hit center to make sure it's in the middle of the page, and there's my letter. So the text I'm using 500, so yours might be quite little, so you might want to increase the size. And I'm using this font over here, Salom. Okay, so once you've got your letter, apply your letter. Now you're going to have to put some text at the top and some text at the bottom. So to do that, we are going to drag a box over here, and before I start writing, I'm going to change this from 500 because it's massive, so we're going to change it down to 24. We're going to write whatever you want to put in here, which is my first name. Let's enter, and then we're going to do the same down the bottom. Okay, we have a problem here because it's not letting me enter a new text box. So in order to beat that, I'm going to change this layer a little bit. So over down here in our layers palette, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to click rasterize type. Once I've done that, it changes the layer a little bit. I can no longer edit that letter, but I can now drag another box down here. So sometimes you want to be able to edit letters and sometimes you don't. Need to change the size. The greatest teacher, because I'm totally the greatest teacher, right? My line spacing has gone crazy, so I get all my text and I change my line spacing to auto. This is line spacing, this box here. Right, and then I'm going to make those so that they line up on the edge of my letter. So first of all, I'm going to make them a nice dark grey. I've decided that grey looks better than black here. I'll make this one nice dark grey as well. And then if you remember edit, free transform, which was Control T, and you're going to resize this to fit same size as your big letter, whatever your big letter is, and then move it up here with the move tool, free transform the bottom one. Whoops. So Control T, edit, free transform, move this. Photoshop's doing that cool thing again where it leaves this box over my face. It's real helpful, Photoshop, thanks for that. And then we're going to put this down there with the move tool. Right, move tool's gone, very good. So Christopher, the greatest teacher, very good. Now, we need to put an image on here. So I have an image that I got earlier. Downloads, drag. So my image is there. Woohoo, there I am. Massive. And we now need to get me resized to fit the right place on the image. So what we're going to do that is we're going to change the opacity of the layer. So we click the layer we're working on, and then we're going to use this tool over here to change the opacity. So we click, and then we slide the scale down, and then I become more and more see-through. So if I slide it right down to 0, I become like a window, as opposed to a wall. Get it? It's the wall. Never mind. And then we're going. Now we can move me around. So what I did, if you look at my test one, I kind of had my top of my head there. Ty was kind of lining up with that, so we want to make him about the same size. Scale it down. So I must have been about there, I suppose. Something, maybe I was a bit smaller. Maybe I was like that. Gonna put it there. Enter. Right, so we are now resized on top of our letter. Now we've got to cut some parts out of our letter. So we have done some cutting before. This is slightly more advanced cutting. So this is a layer mask that we're going to use. So we want to cut the C shape. So we get our magic wand. So this one. W for magic wand. Click the C layer. Click the green of the C, and it selects the C. Then come back to this layer, and you're going to add a layer mask, which is down here. Oh, it's called add layer mask. So click that, and you get this little extra thing on your layer. Okay, and what it's done is it's cut everything out that is black, and it's left everything behind that's white. Okay, so if I turn off the green layer for a little bit, you can see that it's cut out everything that is black on that layer there, and it's left the white bit there. So we can edit that, which is important. So we're now going to turn me back up to 100% so that we can see me, and then we're going to start doing some cutting. So we're going to leave the green layer on, and we're going to leave me on as well. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit, Z for zoom, zoom down here, click a couple times, all right. Zoom out, you hold down Alt, so the Alt button next to the space button, zoom out, zoom in. To move around on the screen, if you hold down the space, you get this little hand symbol. Hold down the space bar, and then you can move yourself around as well if you need to. If you've zoomed in over here and you need to move back over here. Oh my gosh, a bit too big, too confrontational. Ah! Right. Now we're going to start doing some cutting. So we'll do this bit first. This is easy. So we're going to work on this layer. Now this is slightly confusing. So down on that palette, down, oh my gosh, down there, you can see I can either click here, and this box is highlighted, or I can click here, and this box is highlighted, which are different things. This is the layer, this is the layer mask. So we're working on the layer mask, not the layer. Once we're on the layer mask, get a brush, which is here, brush tool. Right click to change the size of your brush to an appropriate size brush. We're going to work with quite a small brush at the moment. Now what I need to do is get black, which is on top here, and I need to brush this, okay, so it's disappearing. If I change it around to white, that little arrow flips it back to white, and I brush it again, it comes back, okay, so I'm still there, but I'm rubbing out the window and removing, adding and subtracting the window. So get a brush, change to black, and then I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove down to my hair. So I'm going to zoom in so I can do some fine adjustments. So I'm going to brush this off. Okay, and you can change the size of your brush if it's not working out for you. You can, so at the moment I'm doing black, I can flip to white, so I'm going to bring a little bit back now. So I want to bring in a little bit back around there. Okay, my gosh, look at my wrinkles, how embarrassing. So Z for zoom out. I'm going to do the same down the bottom. This time I'm going to use the lasso tool, which is, we're going to use that one, polygonal lasso tool. And I'm going to select down the edge of my jacket here, like this, and make sure I'm clicked on the layer mask, and I'm actually going to brush, whoa, wrong way, undo, black, I want to be brushing black, and I want to get rid of all this. The reason I selected it with the lasso tool, brush, is so that I got a nice straight line there, as opposed to a fuzzy line, so I kind of wanted to see what it would look like with a straight line. Then we come up, past the tie, past the beard, past the mouth, past the nose, past the eyes, Right, so on the sample image we kind of extended out past here. So we gotta bring a little bit back of me. So this up here, so depending on how much flow you have in your brush depends on how much ink comes out of your brush. So I was down at not a full brush, now at 100% I'm kind of full brush again. So I want white to bring me back, and I'm going to bring back some of my beautiful hair here. What a good looking dude. Right, so at the moment I'm not too concerned about the edges, we're just going to bring me roughly back. So, like that. Okay. And then we're going to fix up that edge now. So now I've got the whole edge exposed. We're going to use the lasso tool to kind of fix that up. So I'm going to zoom in far, and this is where you're going to need the space bar and everything. I'm going to get this lasso tool, right, and what we're going to do is we're going to select around the edge to cut neatly. Kind of hard to cut neatly when you're cutting around someone who's got a beard, but we shall try. So you just click, you just keep clicking, click, 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 to follow the shape. And so obviously the closer you zoom in, the better your finish will be, and the further out you are, the rougher your finish will be. So don't double click whatever you do. Double click will delete your selection. So you're just clicking once. Click, nearly done, all the way around this beautiful pile of hair up here. Dun, dun, dun. And then we'll kind of go, might remove a little bit of that here. Then we click all around the outside. We're making a selection. So I'm using the space bar a lot to move. Click, space. So I hold down the space bar to move. Click, click, and then when I get back down the bottom, you can see the cursor will change. It will get a little circle there, or I can double click. Now I have a selection. It's important not to click anywhere, otherwise you will lose that selection. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit, get my paintbrush, come in here with my black, and I'm going to brush myself away. And I am deselect, select, deselect, which is Command D, Control D. Zoom out a little bit so we can see the result. And there we have me, Christopher, with my image coming out of a piece of text as the greatest teacher. And there is my logo for today. Good luck, see how you go. If you have any questions, ask me for help and I will help you. Good job.